by saying welcome to the stream. I'm Finity of Reality Skewed Gamers. I'm one of the original Reality Skewed Gamers, originally started off by streaming Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and now moved on to DC Legends. This game is pretty fun so far. I just started about 2 to 3 days ago, and so I'm now working on trying to figure out this game. The mechanics are somewhat similar to it. There are a few differences here and there, which we'll go through. But some of the things to kind of keep in mind, and like I was saying, so thank you Prelog for letting me know. I have a new setup for my stream. And so hopefully everything is working. If it gets a little bit laggy or if there's any volume issues, please let me know. It seems like there is a bit of an issue with the connection, so let me fix that really quick. Hopefully it'll work. All right. So the setup is a little bit new, so I still have to work on a little bit of the tweaks here and there, but hopefully everything is going okay. We'll go through some of the basics. I started about 2 to 3 days ago, and I'm level 33 right now, and I've learned a few things about the game. Still have a lot more to pick up, but so let's just kind of start this. The game is basically based around collecting heroes. The heroes can get different numbers of stars, as you can see. They go through 1 through 5. However, after 5, you can also collect legendary. So beyond 5 stars, you can get levels 1 through 5 stars for a legendary level of these characters. And so just don't be fooled by these 5 stars. There's a lot of shard collecting to do in this game. From what I can tell so far, one of the main things to do in this game is to be trying to collect characters and getting them as high as possible. There are a few things here and there that can distract you, like gear, but there are ways around it, so we'll kind of go through that. But just looking at this game in general, at the top you'll see that I have 1,805 crystals. Now, crystals are the freemium currency in the game. So that's the currency that you would use in order to buy different things in the game. And if you want to spend your actual money, you'd be buying those crystals. They convert into different things within the shop. So starting off, you can buy energy for them. There's different things here that you'll see. I really like the energy buy early on. You have to be a little bit careful with that, and I'll explain why. But energy is a fairly good buy. You'll also see that there's just the plain red lightning bolt, which is called, which you'll see you can buy 10 arena energy. Each arena energy allows you to do 1 combat. We'll go through the arena later. It opens up at level 10. And what you'll do there is basically fight. You get a different type of currency when you go to that one. And you can get more character shards using that. There's also the yellow lightning bolt with the red circle around it. And those are the speed forces. Those allow you to auto-complete levels when you already have 3-starred them in the PvP arena. Okay, so there's different bundles here that you can get. For all of the basic energy, the blue lightning bolts, they're all in a 2-to-1 ratio in terms of how much energy you get for how many crystals. So every 2 crystals gets you 1 energy. Eventually, the power play bundle is going to be probably your best buy because you get the 30 speed forces, and the speed forces are nice, so in case you're running low on time, you can always just quickly auto-complete a level. But the thing to consider is that when you look at how much energy you have, so at level 33, my max energy right now is 82. And so if you buy more than 82, you're obviously going to go over the max. It'll still allow it. It will say like 100 out of 82. But the only issue is that if you level before using all of your energy, then you're going to be basically wasting the purchase. So around level 25 or so is the first time that you may want to consider buying any of the energy for crystals, because that gives you the first level range where you're not going to be wasting any of your energy if you buy it through crystals. Okay. The next icon you'll see is that little green meteor looking thing. That's going to be what's called essence. And essence is the in-game currency that you'll collect. It's the currency you'll use in order to upgrade gear. It's the currency you'll use to upgrade levels. So you'll see that, just going to a character here, if you want to level up characters, right? So if I wanted to max out this character, it would cost me 28,400 of this particular of that essence, which is the in-game currency here. There's a lot of ways to collect it. You get it by completing the levels. You can also get it through this essence collector. And the essence collector will give you essence periodically based on your time. So you'll see that the production for me right now is 900 per hour. It goes up as you level up. The storage also goes up as you level. And so after a while, you'll be able to collect it, and you'll be able to get a lot of essence. How you manage that is up to you. I'll go through my strategy on it so far. But essence can also be used to get items. So if you go back to the shop, we looked at the energy tab earlier. And the energy tab showed you... sorry. Let me go back here. Okay. So the energy tab was all for crystals. The next tab is for packs. And there's a lot of different packs that you can buy, but scrolling all the way to the end, you'll see that there's a gear up pack that allows you to buy gear for 600 of, or 6,000 of the essence. So far, from what I've seen, that may be the best way to use essence. I'll explain my strategy for leveling up characters, and you guys, if there's any of you here that have played for a while, I'd love your feedback also to see whether or not this coincides with what you think, or whether you tried something different and this worked out. But from my perspective, it looks like the 6,000 essence spent on the gear up pack is the best way to go. There are a bunch of other packs here. The other ones you'll pay attention to, as if you're a free-to-play character or a free-to-play player, is going to be the mini arena pack and the big arena pack. And we'll go through those when we go through the arena a little bit. You can also buy character shards through the bundles. So there's the basic pack, the premium pack, there's a premium bundle, which are going to be a bunch of different characters. And right now, due to Suicide Squad having come out, they have the special limited time character of the Suicide Squad Deadshot. So that's going to be the essence. The next icon you'll see at the top is going to be that red pyramid, which is the battle essence. And so, let me see if I can, there we go, is the battle essence. And these are used to purchase upgrades. Now, the upgrades are for the arena characters. So, looking at how you collect those, we'll go now to the PvP Wrath Arena. So, the PvP Wrath Arena will unlock when you're level 10. It'll allow you to do combat with other people in the game. Now, the way arena works in this game is that you have your 10 arena energy. It refreshes every hour. So every 1 hour, you'll get 1 arena energy. You can use those to do any battles or to refresh. Now, each battle, you'll see, gives you a number of trophies and a number of those red pyramids, or the battle essence. The battle essence you use to buy those arena packs, which I mentioned earlier. There's the mini arena pack and the, I believe it's called the mega battle arena pack. And then you have trophies. The trophies is what you use in order to get higher ranks. And before I go into the combat a little bit, I'm going to go to what's called the League Rewards, which is the last tab on the screen. So the League Rewards tells you how much you will get at the end of each league cycle. So right now, I'm currently in Champion 1 with 1,500 crystals, or 1,500 trophies, which means that when the League Rewards pay out, and the payout is in 4 hours and 48 minutes for me, I'll get 50 of those Solomon Grundy shards, and I'll get 400 of the arena tokens. And you can level, as you do more and more combat and you get more and more trophies, you'll be able to progress all the way up. And right now there's only one number 1 character, and if you look on the top heroes, you'll see that it's Dehabora, who's been up there since I started playing the game. He has a 2-star legendary. So when the color changes on the left from that blue strip with the stars to the purple strip, that's when it's a legendary character. So he has a 2-star legendary Batman, which is doing pretty well right now. I can't see his full squad, but you'll see that a lot of the top characters either have like 4-star, 5-star, or legendaries, and the legendary ones are currently at the top. So, go into the combat. You'll spend your arena energy to do a combat. In those combats, you'll get arena tokens. Now, at the level I am, I'm getting 50 battle essence per fight. When you're first starting, you'll get 40. And so what you'll do is you'll do the battle, and I don't have any energy right now, but so if I get some, I'll use it in a battle. But you'll fight. You'll be able to fight a squad. You'll have to compile a squad of characters, and we'll go through what characters are good at the beginning and how to set them up. And then if you win, you'll get the trophies. If you lose, you do lose trophies. Now the trophies aren't as important at the beginning as the battle lessons. And so what you'll want to do is look in your battle log. The battle log tells you what kind of situation has been happening with your combat. And so my last one, somebody attacked me and I won, so I got 13 trophies. A lot of these are losses, so I have -1, -2. You can't really control the AI, so it's either wins or losses. But you have the option to spend one of your arena energy to revenge your battles. And so if you are worried about trophies, and I kind of was because I was wanting to get into Champion 1 before the payout, you'll want to look at the ones that have maybe 8 or 10 trophy difference. So you'll see I avenged this -8 trophy loss that I had. If you avenge one of your battles, you regain those 8 trophies. Now, in the actual battle, the person probably gained 13 or 14 trophies. I lost 8. But if you look at it later, I lost 8, but I can gain those 8 back. So ultimately, that person only won 5 trophies. So keep those in mind if you're worried about the trophies, especially as right now it's getting closer to the league rewards. It might be an easy way to get some trophies. So in your arena battles, you're going to have basically a 5-5 split. The first 5 will all give you 6 or 4 trophies. They're going to be fairly easy. You'll be able to complete those fairly easily at your level. The next 5 are going to be higher level, and they'll range in terms of the trophies that you'll win from 9 to 15. The 13s and the 15s tend to be pretty difficult. They're going to be somewhat hard to complete once you're at a higher level. At lower levels, say you can basically level up by the time that you're ready to do those, and you'll be able to face them and get those trophies. If you are able to complete all of them, so if you're able to beat all 10 of them on one screen, you'll get an additional bonus of, I believe it's 50 battle lessons. But if you are not able to complete those, don't hesitate to use the refresh button at the bottom. Because the refresh button will bring up a whole new screen of combatants, and you'll be able to do some of the ones that have the lower trophies and the lower combat, like the ones with the 6 and the 4. So you're better off trying to do the 6s and the 4s rather than wasting a battle energy on a loss against a 15. So once you get those, you'll continue to accumulate your battle lessons. So going back to the shop, we'll look at now the mini arena pack and the big arena pack. So there's one major difference between the two. Obviously, the big arena pack is going to give you more shards. It gives you 13 shards versus the mini arena pack giving you 3 shards. So overall, if you're looking for shards only, the big arena pack is better. But at a lower level, you're going to be worrying about your abilities. And it's important that you level up your abilities. And so that is the major difference between these two packs. In the mini arena pack, you have a chance of getting the green ability mat, which is the willpower energy, and the blue, which is the hope energy. Now, so far, just through kind of looking at it and kind of testing it, I've been getting about an 80-20 split. So I've gotten 80% of the green when I open the mini pack, and 20% of the time it's the blue. And you need a lot of the greens when you're leveling up, and I'll show you that when we get into the characters. But when you need, especially at the beginning, when you need these green ability mats, this is the way to get it. There's really only 2 ways to get these green ability mats. One is through these arena packs, and the other way is through the timed events. And we'll go through the timed events next. But when you are starting off, the green ability mats are really important so you can level up your abilities to do more damage or get more umph behind each of the powers. And so this is the one that you'll want to get. Green and blues will take you to level 4 of the abilities. They can go up to 8. Once you get to 4 and you're trying to go to level 5, you'll need to go to the red ability mats. And that's where the big arena pack comes in. So when you need a red ability mat, you'll want to go to the big arena pack, because this is the way to get it, get that one. So you'll get about 80% blue in this case, and you'll get about 20% red. So initially, you'll need to get a lot of the green ones, and so you'll want to buy the mini ones, even though you're not going to be getting as many shards, because it's important that you level up your abilities, because otherwise it's going to be hard for you to stay competitive in Arena. So the other way, as I mentioned, to get the green ability mats or the blue or the red as you get into higher levels is through what's called these timed events. And these are events that are changing pretty much every day. There's different types of them. So this one right now that's currently active is called the Mystical Archive. This one gives you the XP. So you'll see that it gives you a lot of different types of gear, plus it'll give you the blue XP. And you'll see that, and I'll explain how those blue XPs work also. After that, you'll see that there's different ones. There's essential abilities. These are the ones that will give you the ability mats. And you'll see that there's higher ones above the red, so there's a white and a black also, but you see the green, blue, and red kind of in the picture there. There's 2 different timers on here, because there's one day where you'll be able to do all of the events. And these events cost essence to do. So not energy, not arena energy, they cost essence. So basically, you're not really losing too much in terms of attempts, but you can see what the difficulty is. So the next one for me are a lot of 4-star level 45 characters, and I'm not ready for that, so there's no reason for me to actually use any of the essence in order to do these battles. But just keep those in mind as you're looking at whether or not you're ready for some of these. But you'll see that there's ability mats. There's absolute energy, which gives you the green XP. There's the unyielding, or the Lord of the Unliving, which gives legendary essence, which is what you need in order to pay for a character to level up in the legendary levels. Not going to be too useful for you at the beginning unless you pay to get a character all the way up, but it is there for you. You have the physical showcase. Necessary Evil is what appears to be a Suicide Squad specific event that allows you to get Joker and Harley Quinn shards, or specifically Joker shards. I've been doing it, but I'm probably not going to unlock him, I think, before it's over, because I'm not high enough level. But they do have some special events going on too. Okay, so those are the timed events. Those are the only ways right now to get those green ability mats. And I'll tell you how you can get the green ability mats here shortly, or how you can use them. Okay, so before going into the characters, the next thing to look at is the story campaign. And the story campaign is your PvE campaign. And there are 2 different levels for each of these. There's a normal and heroic. In normal, it's just going to be kind of going through each of these stages. They'll give you XP equal to the amount of energy that you spend. In addition, they'll give you some gear, which are random drop rates. Once you complete each stage, you'll then unlock heroic. And heroic is where you get shards for different characters. So, for example, this last stage in level 1 heroic will give me Sinestro shards. This one gives me Batman. Let's see if I can get it to show. There we go. So these ones get me Batman shards. Then you have Zatanna shards and Green Lantern shards. And so as you progress through all of these, you'll be able to unlock more and more shards. So far, I've seen that the shards is probably the most important thing in the game. You can buy the gear using essence from the shop. You can get the ability mats from doing arena. So for energy, I personally have been doing as many of the hard nodes as I can, of the heroic nodes as I can, focusing on primarily the characters that I have. And so I'll do a combat with my energy afterwards, but let's look at heroes now. So there's a lot of different heroes that you can get, except for the Thing and Green Arrow. I believe all of the other ones are standard characters that you'll get when you start. So in terms of characters that you'll want at the start, the first one is going to be Deadshot. Now, there are different types of Deadshot in this game. There's different types of Green Lanterns. There's multiple types of Wonder Woman. The way to know the type is underneath the name. You'll see for this one, it says Deadshot Hired Gun. So this is the Hired Gun Deadshot. There is, let me see if I can find him here. Okay, so this one is the one that you can buy, and this one is Deadshot Suicide Squad Hitman. And so Suicide Squad Hitman is the one that you can buy the shards for and basically take up to Legendary 1 if you wanted to. Whatever it is, this one is a different type of Deadshot. Now, a lot of the characters have different things. So, looking at Deadshot, you'll see that there are gear, and when you look at the gear, it'll tell you what kind of things you want, if what you need in order to get that particular item in order to level him up. And if you click on the particular item, it'll show you where you can get it from. And so the items in particular are fairly easy to get. You'll get them as you do basically any level. If you're looking for something specific, you can try to do it. But like I said, I've been focusing more on the character shards because I think getting the stars of the characters are more important right now than anything else in this game, especially early on. So you'll want to work on leveling up the gear, but the reason Deadshot is so useful at the beginning is you'll get him at 3 stars. All of your other characters, if you'll notice, Wonder Woman is another one that you'll get at 3 stars, but everyone else is pretty much 2 star or 1 star. So you'll have to kind of work to get them up. And looking at the abilities, this is where all of that stuff comes in. So right now, my Deadshot has level 2 for his basic ability, which is the wrist guns, and it needs 2 of the green mats, or 3 of the green mats. Level 1 to level 2 costs 1 of the green ability mats. 2 to 3 costs 3 of the green ability mats. 3 to 4 then costs greens and blues. And as you see, my special ability, this is the reason why he's so useful, is at level 4. Now, the first 2 you'll get with any character. Once you get them unlocked, no matter what star level they are, you'll be able to get that character, or get that ability. Let me shift over to Batman. Batman right now for me is a 1 star. And if you look at his abilities, his third ability requires rank 2, which is 2 star. So he's a little bit away. I'm working on his shards right now. He's 11 out of 15, so hopefully I'll get him soon. But until he's 2 star, I'm not going to be able to get his special ability. But I'm working on him specifically because of his special ability. Because one of the things that I've liked so far in this game is that the combat is 4 against 4. But if you have a bunch of characters that do what's called heavy damage, they can basically combine, take out one person in their first round of turns. And so I've been looking primarily for characters that have heavy damage specials as their third ability, so that I can use the specials on all the characters and basically try to take out one of the characters, if not 2. And it'll depend on kind of the composition of the group, and I'll explain that here in a second. Okay, but when you're deciding on what characters you want, some of them are pretty good overall. There's 3 of them in particular. Deadshot is one of them that you'll want to get right off the bat. Work on gearing, work on leveling, work on getting up his abilities, because he is really useful at the beginning considering he comes in as a 3 star. The next one that you'll want to get is going to be Zatanna. And Zatanna is, in this one, she's the Mistress of Magic. The reason she's so useful is because of her second ability, which is Stack Deck, which is a heal. Heals, I'm going to guess, are not going to be too useful once you get into the higher levels. But when you're starting off, heals can basically make or break a game. It can make or break your combat. It can make or break whether or not you get a win versus a close loss. The healing ability of Zatanna is really good. So far, there seems to only be 2 characters that we found can heal. It's Zatanna, and there's a Lex Luthor character who you have to kind of farm. But Zatanna is given to you at the beginning. So she is a really good character to work on right off the bat. Her basic ability is pretty simple. It just does damage. When you level it up, it gives int down. Her special ability is nice because it removes 4 buffs, and that does come in handy when you have characters that are taunting or whether they put up increased crit chance and other kinds of things on them. So it is a useful ability to have. So she is another character that's really useful to have in terms of your group. And the third character, which everyone should be leveling up, is Green Lantern. And so Green Lantern has abilities that, one, his special gives him extra damage, so special damage with a chance to stun. And so he does a good bit of damage also with his special. It's not a heavy damage, but it still does good damage, and when he has his shield up, it can actually stun, which has helped quite a bit in this game for me so far. His second special gives himself a shield. I've been in matches where I've had to retreat because it's basically been my Green Lantern versus an opposing Green Lantern. They just keep on attacking, stunning, shielding. Attack, stun, shield. And basically neither of them does enough damage to penetrate through the shield. And it just ends up being a back and forth, so I've had to retreat because it's basically become a stalemate. That may have been the way that I won that battle also. If you remember in my arena battle log, it showed that I won a particular battle. There's a chance that I won it because Green Lantern was just going off and there's no way to break through with against another Green Lantern. So that's another thing to consider, but he's really useful for that. And the other thing is his basic ability does a good bit of damage with a chance to apply shield for a teammate. That has come in handy once you get it to level 2. I've gotten shield on random characters with this, and it does help. Okay, so I mentioned those 3 characters, Deadshot, Zatanna, and Green Lantern. One of the things you'll notice also with them is that they're all different types. So if you look on the character, in the bottom right of their portrait, there's a little symbol. It either has a red fist or a blue eye, or what appears to be like a green atom. So that is what determines their type and helps to determine combat. So rather than just kind of explaining it, let's go into a combat here. I'll just pick a simple one because I'll probably just play around with it. Yeah. This game is freezing on me. All right, let me reload this game really quick. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I see a question by Goldberger. In 24 hours, how much game time do we need to spend playing this game? So it's really up to you how much you want to play and how much you want to spend on the game. You don't really have to play that much. Energy refreshes every 5 minutes. Arena energy refreshes every hour. Arena energy maxes out at 10, so pretty much every 10 hours you'll get a full arena thing, which is a good time period to play. Then you can come in, you'll play for a few minutes in order to use up your arena energy, and you can use your regular energy, maybe level up, and then you can go ahead and move on. Yeah, I had Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes open. I play that right now just to help out my guild, but that's pretty much it. All right, so let me go ahead and start a battle here. So when you go into a combat, you'll see that you'll get a description of who you are facing. So in this particular battle, the opponents that I'm facing in this PvP squad, or in this PvE squad, have 5 of the red fists, 1 of the green atom, and 0 of the blue eyes. Now, in PvE, they come in waves. The number of waves varies between, I've seen 2 all the way up to 5 so far. I don't know what the maximum is going to be, but you're not going to see all 6 of them in one phase. The maximum is going to be 4. And what I have is also green and blue, and it tells me what my advantage is. Now, there's a little bit of a triangle, like a rock, paper, scissors type thing that helps to determine your damage. So I'm going to start combat, and then I'll explain it. Because they have the little description in the top right. So in the top right, you'll see that it gives you a little bit triangle that tells you about the combat. So the red fist deals extra damage to the blue eye. You'll see that the arrow is pointing in that direction. In addition, it deals less damage to the green atom, and it deals equal damage to another red fist. Okay, so it works in this kind of triangle thing, and all of them end up being the same thing. So the blue eye will deal extra damage to the green atom. It'll deal less damage to the red fist and deal equal damage to the blue eye. So when you're facing an opponent like I am right now, which is primarily going to be red fists, if you want to get the full advantage, you'll be looking to get a lot of green characters on your side in terms of your team, because green does extra damage to red, and thus you'll have an advantage over them in terms of damage. In addition, if you're facing a lot of red, you don't want to play a blue squad because red has an advantage against blue, and blue has a disadvantage against red. And so that's the way the combat works, and it really helps to try and figure out what characters you want, because you want to make sure you have a little bit of diversity. So you'll be able to see when I attack in combat. So let me just attack this guy right now. So it shows my damage and doesn't show any kind of description. Same thing with Batman, because Deadshot and Batman are both red. But if you saw when the red robot attacked my green character, it said less damage underneath it. And that's because red does less damage to green. And so the robot ended up doing less damage to my hero because he was attacking the green. Similarly, now I'm going to be attacking with my green character, Green Lantern, against the robot. And when I attack against the robot, green has an advantage against red, and so it should say more damage when I attack. Or bonus damage. Okay? So that's how the combat works. So you'll want to see who you are facing, what their composition is, and then determine what kind of squad you want to face against it. So let's do this again. So there's a red, a green, and a red. You'll see that above them, right now, my character to go is Zatanna, who's the blue character. Okay? Above the opponents, you'll see that there's a red arrow, which means that you will deal less damage to that character. There's also a green arrow above the green guy, which tells me that I'm going to deal more damage. So Urban Blaster was saying that it sounds a little bit complicated. In all honesty, it tells it for you. So you'll see that there's the arrows that tell you whether or not you're going to do less damage, more damage. There's also a gray arrow, which means that you're going to do equal damage. Doesn't mean you have to attack the character that you deal more damage to. It's just telling you that against the green character, for example, I will actually deal bonus damage. Against the red arrows, I'll deal less damage. So they basically lay it out for you in the UI. Now, for those of you that are used to playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and are now playing this game, one thing that's really important, the way that you attack is backwards. So, instead of clicking on the character first and then clicking on the ability that you want to use, in this game, it's the opposite. So you select the ability that you want first, and then you target the character. Okay, so remember that. I've actually done that opposite. And so I've accidentally clicked on the character first before clicking on the ability, and it just uses the base ability, and I didn't intend on it to. So it does take a little bit of getting used to. But moving forward, let me just finish off the combat here, and then we'll go back to the characters that I had mentioned, and we'll just discuss how to go through it. And Ewokin, there are some characters that can rain blood. Green Lantern, like Prelog was saying, can too. Sinestro can also rain blades. No, Aquaman is DC. He's just not in the game yet. He is part of the Justice League. So I'm sure he's a character that they'll bring out soon, Urban Blaster. All right. So I'm accumulating energy here, so I'll play around with that for Ewok later. Oh, did I say Lantern? Sorry, it's Green Arrow that can shoot it. Okay, so now let's go back to the characters. Okay, so the reason I said in particular is for Deadshot, Zatanna, and Green Lantern is because that gives you one red, one blue, and one green character. So far, the composition that I like in terms of getting characters is to make a squad of 4 with one of each color, so one red, one blue, one green. So I always have Deadshot, Zatanna, and Green Lantern in the squad. But in addition, that fourth squad, or the fourth spot, is rotating between each of the other 3 colors. So that means when you're leveling up, level up 2 of each color. So the ones that I'm doing, my second blue character is Wonder Woman, my second green character is Sinestro, and my second red character is Batman. Now, the reason I kind of focused on those is you really need to make sure when you're picking up your characters that you have a focus in terms of what you're trying to do with the game. Right now, and I'm not sure if this is the correct focus, as I've played only a few days, but this is the way that I've been seeing kind of things leaning. I'm looking towards that heavy damage, like I mentioned before. And so that's why I picked Batman. Because Batman has the grapnel kick, which does heavy damage, so that's why he's my red character. Green Arrow is a useful one also. He doesn't do that, he does AoE. And so AoE characters are useful also. And you could go with the AoE route as well, and that's why I picked Sinestro. Sinestro has Bone Saws, which does an AoE damage to the group. He has other abilities also on his specials. Sorry about that, I'm hitting a little bit of a cough attack here. But that's why I picked him as my green character, because I need some AoE every now and then. And his basic is pretty useful against red characters. And in addition, Wonder Woman comes in as a 3-star, and so that's why I picked her. If you played this game before the worldwide release, there are some people that have a 4-star Wonder Woman. 4-star Wonder Woman is pretty hard because she has Riposte, which allows her to counterattack. And so you have to be careful about that on who you're facing. If you're facing a 4-star Wonder Woman, be wary of the counterattack. Enrique is mentioning that he's waiting for the Arena Batman. So I'm working on the Arena Batman, just not intentionally, but I've gotten 45 of his 90 shards. But again, there are different characters, the same characters, but different styles. So the one that you get from Arena is the World's Greatest Detective. The one that I'm working on is the Caped Crusader. Okay, so you'll have to kind of look at that and see which characters you want. But that's kind of the general layout of the game and what my recommendations are, which is work on 2 of each color character, so 2 green, 2 blue, 2 red, and use your arena tokens for the mini arena pack, even though the big arena pack gives you more shards. The mini ones give you those green ability mats, which you need in order to level up your characters. Use your essence to buy the gear up pack, so that instead of having to do normal nodes, or you can do the heroic nodes, and you can spend your essence on gear up packs rather than trying to do normal nodes in order to get gear. Make sure you do the timed events whenever they're up. And do your arena battles as they come up also. Okay, so let me do one arena battle here. So this squad has 2 reds and 2 blues. So I know Zatanna is a healer. So so my general strategy has been, unless there's a 4-star Wonder Woman, I'll take out Zatanna first, just because her healing gets a little bit annoying if she prolongs for too long. And so because there are 2 blues and 2 reds, I'm going to go with 2 reds, because the blues have a disadvantage against the reds. The reds are going to be kind of equal, but I'll be able to take out Zatanna a little bit quicker. So I'm going to use my standard squad here. You'll see that on the left side here, there's numbers where you can pre-program other groups too. So my second group is the same 3, but with Sinestro. My third one is with Wonder Woman, so that's with 2 blues. It tells you what your advantage is also underneath the enemy. So this one has a little bit, this one gives me a big advantage. This one not so much, but I still like Batman in terms of his utility. So let me go ahead and try this. Hopefully I don't get smoked, Ewokin. I don't know why you hate me so much. Ewokin is saying I hope I get smoked in the combat. So mean. Alright, so again, I like to focus on the heavy damage abilities. So that's why I like Deadshot. So I'm going to start off with his heavy damage against Zatanna. The one thing you'll notice though, it's the characters, you have to hold and click on them in order to figure out who they are. When you're facing people in Arena, they have like this grayed out appearance. And so you'll want to make sure you have an idea about which characters are which. Because sometimes it's hard to differentiate. So my kill order for this is going to be Zatanna, Wonder Woman, Deadshot, and then Lex Luthor. So let's start with attacking Zatanna here. Okay, so Deadshot, his first one was a heavy damage. Batman has his basic ability, which has a chance to silence if he's invisible, and obviously his special is then to become invisible. In the first round, though, I don't like to use the invisible special just because I want to try and get the damage out. So I'm going to start attacking Zatanna. So MJ is saying don't listen to those TI guys. So there are some TI guys that are actually playing DC Legends. In particular, I saw Barak on the forums over there. So I think he's starting to play too, and there might be more TI people also, because he was inquiring on the DCL forums about potentially having guilds in here soon also. So it's possible Team Instinct is going to be moving over to DC Legends also, and Ewokin might get left behind. Which would be pretty amusing for me after all the hate he's been spewing in my direction. Okay, so I managed to kill Zatanna. Batman is low on hit points. I'm going to heal with Zatanna next, but just to make sure he doesn't get attacked, now I'm going to use his stealth. So now he's invisible. Wonder Woman has an AoE, which kind of bypassed that, but not too worried about that. So my next target is going to be Wonder Woman. I don't have a big advantage in terms of damage from Green Lantern to Wonder Woman because it's a green character against a blue. So I'm going to use a shield this time. I like getting his shield up just for survival's sake. And now I'm going to heal with Zatanna. And now I'll go to attacking Wonder Woman again. So I use Zatanna's special, which is the debuff removal, on the opposing Zatanna, not because of any debuff removal, but because it does a good bit more damage than the basic, and I wanted to try and clear her out. But it didn't clear her out, and now I don't have it up. But I could have used it on Deadshot, like you'll see here, because he has crit chance up. He has 5 of them up, and I could remove 4 of them. He also has strength up. So you could have, I could have used it on him, but I'm not too worried at this point, so I'm just going to continue going on. Try to take out Wonder Woman as there's no more healer. Okay, I have silence up. I mean, I have invisibility up on Batman, and that means he has a chance to silence an enemy. I want to avoid the opposing Deadshot using his heavy damage attack on me too early. So I'm going to try and silence him, and I got it. So I managed to silence Deadshot, which means that he won't be able to use his heavy damage on me quite yet. I'm going to use mine on Wonder Woman. So that took out Wonder Woman. Deadshot did his damage, and now I'm going to try and take out Deadshot before he actually uses it. I don't have the stealth on Batman anymore. So chances are he's going to get off his heavy damage on somebody. Nope, he uses basic attack again. So now I should be able to take out Deadshot. No need to use my special, just using my basic. Let me heal up everybody. So Lex Luthor is a healer also, but I don't worry about him as much as Zatanna so far. He heals, but his healing is more like a mend, and it's a slow heal over time. Zatanna does more of a burst. And so because I have Zatanna that can remove the buff, I can remove the healing that Lex Luthor can potentially put on somebody so far. And so I haven't been too worried about Lex Luthor. That was a question by Bimatsu asking about isn't Lex Luthor a healer? Okay, so let me go ahead and continue here. Yeah, I'll stealth on Batman just for the sake of argument. Okay. Got the stun. Got his silence. And now I'll remove his mend. And now he's all alone and Lex Luthor's taken out. Okay, so you'll see that even though I got 6 trophies, my opponent only lost 2. And so when that person looks on their battle log, it'll show that they lost 2 and they can avenge those 2 trophies. But in all honesty, 2 trophies, 4 trophies, even 6 trophies really isn't worth it. 8 and 10 are the ones that you'll probably want to aim for if you're going to try and avenge any battles. Okay, so just for Ewokin and for Urban Blaster here, let me see if I can make it rain crap on people. Alright. I think this is a good level. Yeah, I don't like the layout. I'm going to try and use a squad that I don't typically use, so I'm going to try and see if I can get a good matchup against one of them. Trying to see if there's one with more reds. I think this one's more blue. Let me see if there's... Yeah, a lot of blue opponents. There we go. Okay, so this one should be fairly good. So, let me put together an AoE squad here. So, there is a leader ability also, but the leader ability doesn't unlock until later. And so don't worry about the leader ability too much right now, because you need like rank 4 in order to get those unlocked on most characters. So for my AoE characters, let me go ahead and put Wonder Woman, Sinestro, Green Lantern, and let me just throw a healer. Yeah, let me make sure I get a positive. Nope, I'll go with Zatanna. Get myself a healer. Okay, so let's see what I can make it rain on people. Sorry I'm using your term, Rubber Blaster. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, Green Arrow, he does an AoE of arrows. Just makes it rain crap on people and they explode too. Wonder Woman just does a crazy like blade swing. And then Sinestro does this crazy ass metal chainsaws going everywhere. Those blade saws are really cool. I think right now it's my favorite animation of the game. And so with auto battle, a lot of times what'll happen, and I switched it to auto now for my thing, is that they'll attack people with whom they have an advantage for. So the blue ones will try to attack a green first. If there's not a green, they'll go for a blue target. Reds will go after blues first. If there's no blues, they'll go for reds next. And so they're going to try and attack the opponent that they have an advantage in damage over. I think the AI is fairly good in that sense, that it's going to try and maximize the damage. It's not going to necessarily focus fire. It doesn't have the option for you to click auto and then click on an opponent and try to get auto attack on that character. So the game is still relatively new in terms of its release and its development. So that may be something that they'll implement later. But as for now, there isn't a focus fire for the auto. But for the most part, right now I'm level 33. I've gotten halfway through 4 heroic, and I haven't started 5 normal yet. But up to there, up to level 4, I was able to do it just auto without even paying attention. 4 normal did start to require me to pay more attention and to actually control the battle a little bit. So that would be where you guys might find the turning point also if you haven't like paid to level up a character quickly. So right around 4 will be where you'll need to start paying a little bit more attention to combat. But it's a good idea, especially early, to make sure you understand how combat works in the first few levels. All right. So that's pretty much it in terms of the basics of the game. I wanted to just go over that with you guys, as I know a lot of people are starting to leave Swuggo and looking for new games. I tried a few other games, Mobile Legends. I tried Naruto. Naruto was a good game. It has a similar mechanic to this one, and so in terms of the triangle battle. And so I like Naruto, but then this game kind of brought everything together. So this is the game that I'm probably sticking with. So how long has this game been on the market? So if you look at the version history in the Apple Store, it says the game has been up since August of 2015, but the worldwide release was only about a month ago, I believe. So for the most part, people haven't really been playing since August. It's been playing since recently, but there are some people that are level 50, level 60s right now. So it's not like you're too far away in terms of the highest level if you're going to start now. For MJ's question, did I kick any cash into the game yet? No, I haven't kicked any money into it yet. I do intend on putting money into the game, assuming that the game kind of progresses in the direction that it is right now. I really like the direction of the game. And so as long as it continues, I'll probably slowly start to put money in periodically. Not a big sum because I don't really have too much. So Keggy said that the game was released November 2. So it was a week ago worldwide. But I know that it was released earlier kind of for some minor play, and that's how people got the 4-star Wonder Woman. But is there a max level cap? I think there is, but I honestly don't know, Kylo. So Kylo asked if there's a max level cap. I believe there is. I don't know what it is right now. Let me see if there's people stuck at any level in my arena. So I see people up to 70. So it might very well be 70 is the level cap, and that guy is the max level. But I'm not sure if there's a 71 or not. Do they have raids or do they have team stuff? No. Right now, they don't have either of those things. I know based on the forum post by an admin, they are looking into guilds and looking into kind of creating a team aspect. There are no raids. Right now, it's all that I've shown you, which is the PvE battles and the arena. And basically, all you're trying to do is collect shards. I have enough battle lessons to open up a mini arena pack, so let's go ahead and open one and see what I get. In terms of these characters, I've unlocked Thing. I'm getting close to Lex Luthor, so 25 out of 50 on him. Green Arrow also getting close for 42 out of 50 for his other version. Batman is 45 out of 90. Doomsday I don't have any of, and Deathstroke I have 3 of. So let's see what I get on this one. Okay, so I got more Lex Luthor, and I got my green ability map. Perfect. Alright, so in terms of the strategy for the essence, by the way, the way I've been using my essence is when I was in my level 20s, so the essence that I've been farming, I've spent anything over 100,000 on getting gear. Okay, so for essence, over 100,000 when I was in my level 20s, I spent on gear. Now that I'm in my 30s, I'm spending up to 250, so above 250,000 I'm spending because I'm noticing that I'm getting closer to leveling up the stars on some of these characters. and that does cost like 10,000 here. For a 3-star going up, it'll cost 50,000. So it's starting to accumulate a little bit. So Kylo asks, do you have any recommendations on the characters? So my recommendation is to get 2 of each color character. So that means 2 blues, 2 reds, 2 greens. For the 2 blues, one that you'll want for sure is Zatanna. She should be in pretty much all of your squads because she's a healer. The other one is Wonder Woman because she starts off as a 3-star. For the 2 reds, Deadshot is just pretty much awesome because he starts off as a 3-star and his special ability does heavy damage. So he's one that you'll want in all of your squads. For your second one, you can kind of vary a little bit. So Batman is my personal for the red because I like his 3rd special. Green Arrow is good if you're looking for more of like an AoE squad. But you want 2 reds and then you also want 2 greens. And so the 2 greens, the one that you'll want for sure is Green Lantern. And then the other one is Sinestro. Flash is another one that you may want to get. Flash is good in a lot of the PvE battles. But I like Sinestro overall because he does a lot of damage to red characters with his basic. And his AoE Bonesaw is pretty cool. So Kegi, yes. I got the 2-star of the Swamp Thing from Arena. I've been lucky so far, so. So Kegi is saying that Bane is his second one. Bane is a good second one also. He has a starter pack that you can buy for $2 right now. So if you want to get him, you can buy a lot of his shards and kind of gear him up. I think you said you got him up to 4-star, right, Kegi? I think you can get him up to 4-star in terms of buying it. So if you want to put some money into it, he's not a bad character. He's a good overall character. He has a heavy damage 3rd ability also. And he does some healing to himself with the mending. So that's a good one. And we have Stu in the chat also. So Stu is saying he may come to this game. It's a fun game overall, and the combat has a little bit of like a triangle, rock, paper, scissors type aspect to it. So it's not only characters, but you want to have some diversity. So if you're facing a red squad, you have green characters and those kind of things. Let's see, what other questions? So Enrique is asking, do we buy big or small arena packs? So at the beginning, you want to buy small arena packs because they give you the green ability mats, which you'll need in order to level up your abilities. You have like an 80% chance, and I don't know if these are the official ones, it's just what I've been noticing. It's about an 80% chance for the green ability mats, and about a 20% chance for the blue with the mini arena pack. If you're gonna buy the big arena pack, you get more shards. So you'll get 13 shards versus 3 in the mini. And the difference is about three times in terms of price. Here, let me bring that up again. That the mini arena is 125, I believe. Yeah, so the mini is 125. The big arena pack is 380. So it's about 3 times as much for the big arena pack. But you get a lot more shards. So 9 shards for if you buy 3 arena packs versus 13 shards if you buy the big arena pack. So there is a shard discrepancy with it, but early leveling, you really need to make sure that you get those green ability mats to level up your abilities. And so I would recommend getting the mini arena packs just for those green ability mats because there aren't many other ways in the game to get it. It's either the mini arena packs or it's the event, the timed event that'll come occasionally. So because of that, I would recommend that you would go with that. Go with the mini arena pack. Until you need like a red, and then if you need a red or if you need more blues and you have enough greens, then you can start moving up to the big arena packs. Like I needed the red, so that's why I did big a few times. But otherwise, I'm going back to the minis. Yeah, so the thing about... So here's one thing that I've noticed, and this month is kind of crazy for me in terms of work. So I'm going to try and have a regular streaming schedule for this. It may start in December, though. but one of the things that I've noticed is that the damage is set. It doesn't appear to be variable damage within like a 5% range. So far, it looks like the damage is set, and if you do more damage, it gives you an extra percentage. If you do less damage, it removes a certain percentage. And so the damage is kind of even no matter what. So you can almost figure out what the damage is going to be on a character if you use certain abilities, if you know what their opponent has. So I'm going to try and work a little bit on that a little bit more. In terms of trying to figure out what the damage is before the next time is. I don't know if I'll be able to figure out exactly. There are some other components like the damage increase per the abilities, and then the ability scores like the strength and the hit points, which, just looking at Deadpool here, you can go into the power and you can see all the different stats. And so all of these things kind of impact things a little bit differently. I don't know the exact formulas yet. I might brute force them if they don't come out earlier, but the combat is actually pretty straightforward, and I like that. So one of the things that just to mention is the leveling up. So there are different types of XP that you get in this game. So you'll get these white XPs, these white XP bubbles, and these ones allow you to basically spend the same amount on all of the characters. So the level 1 XP, I don't know if this thing will come up. Okay, so the level 1 XP adds 30 experience. The level 2 XP adds 150. And the level 3 XP adds 750. And so if I need this character, for example, needs 29 to get to level 1, right? You'll see that it adds 30, and then in the next level, I'm 1 out of 67. So it adds up. In terms of essence cost, it costs 5 essence per XP. So if the level 1 gives 30 XP, that means it's going to cost you 150 essence in order to level it up, and you'll see that. Now, what you also have are what are called the meta agent XPs. And those are the blue, the red, and the green ones. So what they do is, in addition to the regular XP, they also give you 50% XP if you are spending it on a character of the same color. So I am leveling up a blue character here. So if I spend one level 2 blue XP, remember that the blue level 2 one gives 150. It gives me a 50% bonus. So it adds another 75. So you'll see that it says plus 225 on the screen in terms of the amount of experience that I get. But in terms of cost, it's still only charging me for the 150 because it's charging me 750 essence. And it's 5 essence per XP. So if 150 times 5 is 750. So it's not charging me for that extra 75 XP that I get because it's going specifically on a blue. Okay? So the blues and the reds and the greens will actually be a little bit cheaper for you in terms of how much essence it's going to cost. It's still fairly low in terms of amount because the extra 75 would only cost like another like 300 or 400 essence. So it's not a big deal. But the XP, you'll gain basically XP for free if you use the blues on the blues, the greens on the greens, and the reds on the reds. The thing you want to consider, though, is also how much XP gets carried over. So let me go back here. So if I'm using 2 of the blue XP, right, it's giving me, it's still not maxing out. I can use all of the blue level 2s. It's still not maxing out. Using all of the level 3s. And now you'll see when I get to the level 2s, it'll tell me that if I add 20 of the level 2s, I'll waste 88 experience. And so you'll want to try and maximize this so you don't waste much of the XP resources. So if I go down to 19 and then I add a level 1, if I had 3 level 1s, now I'm only wasting 28 experience in order to max out the character. So make sure that you're not just applying things. Make sure you're going to try and maximize the amount of XP that you use. you do accumulate a lot of level 2 experience mods as you're leveling. So if you're using level 2s and you're gaining extra XP, I wouldn't worry about it. I ran out of level 1 XPs pretty quickly. So just keep that in mind also when you're leveling up your character, that you're not wasting excessive XP if you can avoid it. Sometimes it might actually require you to drop one of the blues from a blue character and just put in a regular, because that extra 75 XP, for example, is all being wasted. So make sure that you consider that when you guys are leveling. Any other questions that you guys have? Like I said, I'm still working on the game myself. This is what I have figured out so far in terms of combat. So I'm still going to try and get some more information and put it in. They do have Harley Quinn, Enrique. So there are a few Harley Quinns, actually. So they have the Suicide Squad based Harley Quinn, which is the quite vexing Harley Quinn. They have kind of the original Harley Quinn, which is called the Mad Jester. And she comes in that Mad Love pack that you can buy with the Joker. And I think those are the only two Harley Quinns. Yeah. There's also Raven. I want this character. She's gonna. She's kind of a pay-to-play character, but I really kind of want. So where is my jerseys? Kegi is asking. The jerseys will be unveiled again soon. This is kind of a random stream that I just wanted to put out there because I know people are moving to this game now. I will be doing my jersey when I get into a regular schedule starting in December, hopefully. No. Unfortunately, MJ, there is no Deadpool. But they made Bane kind of look similar to him. Except like blue, and I'm trying to see. There was another red character that I have to try and find him. They had a character that kind of looked like Deadpool. There it is. It's the Deadshot from Suicide Squad. He kind of looks like it, except he uses a gun. But yeah, Deadpool is Marvel, so he won't be in this game. But they still have a lot of cool heroes in this game. And like Urban Blaster was saying earlier, it's going to be cool once they put in like Aquaman, and they have a whole host of characters. They might put in like a Teen Titans Robin, a Beast Boy. I love the Teen Titans characters, which is why I want Raven in particular. So, yeah. They have the new Joker. They have the Jared Leto Joker, which is called Damaged Goods. And they have kind of the original Joker. Where is he? There he is. The Clown Prince of Crime. All right, Enrique, I'll do it. Batman. I have to say, the TV series is the greatest one. Yes, Urban Blaster said it just as I was typed it just as I was saying it. The Adam West Batman. That is my favorite Batman of all time. I love that TV series. I found it on TV for now, but every time I find it, it's on like some Spanish channel. So I haven't been able to understand most of it. I can understand some Spanish, but not enough to follow Batman. Although Bow, Pow, and Kabam are pretty easy to follow. Yeah. So Justice League is going to be a one character set. You have the Suicide Squad. You're going to have Teen Titans probably as another one. So they have a lot of room for growth. I think what they're doing now, from what it appears to be, is that they're really putting more effort into making sure that the core of the game is pretty set. They did some promotions with Suicide Squad, which is fine, but I think they're working to make sure that all the different aspects of the game fit well before kind of moving on to the next. So Bimasu is asking, how do you choose who to fight in arena? Most opponents are higher powered than me for now. So, I don't. So when you hear this, Bimasu, let me know what level you are. it does make a little bit of difference what level you are. I think you're in the high 20s. So in general, what I'm doing now in terms of being at level 33, I'm fighting the top 5 guys. And so the top 5 on my arena are all going to give me +4 or +6 trophies, which means that they're going to be more comparable to where I am. If you look at the bottom, when it gets to like +15, they're like 10 levels, 3 levels, 10 levels, 8 levels above me. So those ones are going to be a little bit harder. So I tend to avoid those because it's going to be wasted energy. In addition, I don't have any energy right now to check on them, but when you go and you look in the opponents, you'll be able to see how many characters they have of each color. So my best squad is with Batman, which is 2 red characters, 1 blue, 1 green. Because my basic squad is Deadshot, Batman, Zatanna, and Green Lantern. And so if I look at the opponent and they have a lot of 4-star green characters, I know my Batman and my Deadshot are basically getting taken out way too quickly. And so I'm not going to have a chance. Similarly, if I see a legendary character, I basically back off. Because I faced a couple of legendary Deadshots that people have bought from the shop for crystals, and I have no chance against it. So, like I was saying earlier, don't hesitate to use the refresh button. General rule of thumb, until you get to about level 25, you'll be able to level up and probably be able to take out the +15s. After you get to about level 25-ish, maybe 20, you're not going to be leveling up as fast, and you won't be able to catch up as quickly on the +15 characters. So, general rule of thumb, I look at them occasionally to see what the group composition is, if I have any kind of chance. But usually, unless they are +9 or below, like there is a +9 here on my screen, Silent Knight 78. I don't have the energy to look right now, but I'll probably look at a squad and probably attack him. But +9 and below is what I attack. Anything above it, they will really have to be in a bad situation against my team for me to even attack them. Otherwise, I just refresh and move on. Because remember that if you attack and you lose, you do lose trophies. And you want to make sure that you keep your trophies up so you can get higher league rewards. Especially right now since the league rewards is coming out in a few hours. So, I saw you mention that a few times, Magic, that your team is Huntress. How did you get Huntress? That's Cheetah, right? Avatar of the Hunt is the one that you're talking about? Because so I think if Cheetah is another good character that's a blue character, you just don't get her to start her off. But she has a lot of nodes for you to kind of farm. So she's not a bad starting character. She does bleed, and bleed is kind of a cool effect because it just deals damage over time. And it's been pretty effective from what I've seen so far. So if you're talking about Cheetah, Avatar of the Hunt Magic, I think she's a good blue character. She's just a little bit lower to start. And since Wonder Woman comes in at 3-star, and then Zatanna is the healer, I like those for the 2 blue. When you mention your team of Huntress, so it's not the same. So which one is Huntress? Okay, let me find Huntress then, just to see which character. This one? There we go. Okay. So, again, okay, so you're talking about the actual Huntress. Got it. So, Huntress also has the heavy damage hit. I saw this character. Yeah. So, Huntress is a good character, but again, she's going to be hard to farm. Because she only has, like, 1 node. I assume that you paid for some of the packs, Magic. If so, she is a good character. She has an AoE, or she does evasion. She has a good base damage that gives crit chance. She has a big hit. She only has, right now, for me, only 1 node that I can farm her on. She only has 4 nodes total. So for a red character, she's good. I mean, Batman is not too much better. It's just I got him for free, so I'm working on him as well. Oh, you grind. Oh, wow. Okay. So Magic is saying that he grinded the whole 25 shards. So, I mean, you can spend, and this is the other thing I've been considering spending crystals on, but I haven't. So far, I've only found it useful to spend crystals on energy to buy primarily I don't know why it's not. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the game, but primarily the 100 crystals for 50 energy. And so, um, that's what I've been spending my crystals on. I've been saving up the rest as I'm at 1800. But I've been thinking about buying for 25 crystals the refresh of the nodes. So if you're getting the refreshes of the node, then it could be a little bit more difficult. I mean, it would be easier to get it, but I don't know if that's the best way to spend your crystals. So I'll look into that a little bit more as I'm going through it, but I don't know if that's the best way. So Bimasu is asking, should you avenge all your lost arena battles? No, 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 no. Don't avenge all of them. So remember that for your basic attacks, for your normal opponent battles, you will get trophies and you will get the battle lessons, which helps you buy those arena packs. For your avenged ones, you only get the trophies. You don't get any of the battle lessons. And battle lessons is important because you need those green ability mats. You do want trophies also for the leaderboard, but you should make sure that you have a cutoff in terms of how much you're willing to actually lose battle lessons for in terms of gaining trophies. So I've set mine to 8, so I'll avenge like an 8 loss, but I won't avenge the 1s and the 2s because there's not much of a payout for it. I'll get 1 trophy, I'll have missed out on 4 trophies potentially from the arena battle and 50 of the battle lessons. So don't avenge all of your losses. There's not much of a reason for it. Be selective on it. Do the ones that give you a lot of trophies. It'll pretty much be the 8s and the 10s. Other than that, just leave the 1s and the 2s and the 4s alone. 6s may be borderline, but even then, I would say no as I've gotten farther. If you had asked me yesterday, I might have said 6 is going to be worth it. I don't think it's worth it. You're better off refreshing and getting a whole new set of 4s and 6s. Yeah. So Magic is saying that he's going to work on his Huntress, try to get her to 5 stars. Probably going to take until the end of December. Yeah. These characters, it looks like the main thing in this game is going to be trying to get all of them up to 5 stars and then legendary. And so getting the shards is going to be really important. Like I said, I am farming all of the heroic nodes with my energy and buying gear with my essence. And I'm focusing first on those 6 characters that I mentioned, 2 of which you can't really farm right now, Deadshot and Wonder Woman. You can't farm them. But the other 4 all have heroic nodes, so I'm farming those every day, plus working on as many of the other ones as I can. So I agree. It's probably going to take until December before you can get a character up to 5 star, and then you have to worry about legendary also. So Magic is saying he's 1286 on Arena. Is that the number of trophies you have, Magic, or is that your rank? I'm currently at 1500 trophies, and my rank is somewhere in the 3000s. I think the game is going through some changes. It's not loading a lot of things right now, so I'll have to check that. But I'm at 1500 trophies and rank like 3100. I've been fluctuating right in that range. I don't think I'm going to make Champion 2 before the League rewards, but I'm happy with Champion 1. Any other questions that you guys have? All right. So in the meantime, if you guys have... Okay, so that's the number of trophies that Magic has. So 1286. So yeah, keep on working your way up. If you don't have Solomon Grundy, you want to get to 1400 because that's when you get enough shards to unlock him, assuming you don't have any to start off. All right, guys. So that's pretty much the end of the first live stream. Just to kind of recap a little bit, this is the first stream. I do plan on doing more of them, but my work schedule is a little bit tight for the month of November, especially with Thanksgiving and everything coming. So I do plan on getting on a regular schedule and likely going to be streaming starting in December. The one other thing is we do have a Reality Skewed Gamer Discord. You'll see the link inside of the description. So the Reality Skewed Gamers Discord has DC Legends chat. So you guys can come in there and we can talk about DC Legends. Some of you guys are already in there. There is a link to the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Discord, which you guys might be familiar with, which is the Rebel-based Discord. So if you guys are interested in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you can come to the Reality Skewed Gamers Discord. We have a link to the Rebel base, which is going to be the best community that you guys can be a part of to get information about the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, talk to some guild leaders, potentially join another guild. So definitely make sure to come to the Discord and check it out. And we have the link to our YouTube channel. Please like the video if you liked what we discussed today. I'll try to get more information for the next stream also. Check out our website, realityskevedgamers.blogspot.com. We'll try to post some DC Legends stuff get more information. We have our storefront. We have Facebook and Twitter. So check out the links in the description. And if you guys have any questions, we'll meet up in the Reality Skewed Gamers Discord. Won't be able to voice chat, but we can text chat for sure. All right. Thanks for making this a fun first stream, and I'll see you guys next time.